Welcome back to another episode of the Inquisitive Mamba Podcast. This is episode 134. I hope everyone is having a great day, great night, wherever you are around the world. On tonight's show for the Inquisitive Mamba Podcast, we have our co-host, the Couch Reports, Ethan, back on the podcast. I know he is so excited for the Philadelphia Eagles game this weekend against the Green Bay Packers. He's trying to put that Oregon Ducks Ohio State game in the past. I picked Oregon to win the national championship. Maybe I'm eating my words on that one there. So much to get into. Week 17 recap, week 18 NFL recap, the NFL playoffs this weekend, the wild card games coming up here, the Chiefs and the Lions getting the first round bye, getting off this entire weekend of football. College football, 4 teams remain: Notre Dame, Ohio State, Texas, and Penn State. Wow. Without further ado, let's get into the show. I hope everyone had a great New Year's. I had a great time with family, a lot of fun there. Can't believe it's already 2025. If you have those New Year's resolutions, get those going, get those ready, because I've seen so many people at the gym that I haven't seen in previous days. I'm like, where have all these people? What's going on here? Then next week it turns around, you're like, where'd these people go? Well, it was my New Year's resolution. I'm just getting into the new year and stuff, and then they fizzle out. However, so much to get into on tonight's show. LiAngelo Ball's new song, Tweaker. Might swerve bend that corner. Whoa, whoa. Did you hear it yet?
Yeah,
man,
it's a great song.
Dude, my friends love that song. I'm like, I don't know. I'm not sold on it yet. It's giving me 2000 NBA Live vibes. It's giving me like old Madden vibes. But we're going to get into it. What do you want to start off? Do you want to do college football or do we want to do NFL?
Let's just get college football.
Let's get college football out of the way. Let's do it. All right. Only 4 teams remain. But before we talk about those 4 teams, we have to talk about last week's games. We're going to start off with a bang. We're going to do it. Oregon, Ohio State. The granddaddy of them all, the Rose Bowl in Pasadena, California. I did not expect Ohio State to blow out Oregon like that. I thought it was going to be a close game. I know the spread was Ohio State -2.5, but when I sat there and I was watching that game, I mean, Oregon got punked. Now, I want you to come in and combat it and rebuttal me, whatever you have to say about that game, because you're a diehard Oregon fan. That was tough to watch, don't you think?
Very tough. I actually went out because ESPN. I was trying to watch on ESPN, but then you have to buy a cable subscription too. So at that point, I just went out to the bars, ate some wings, watched the game in Eugene. The mood was dead in Eugene. It was rainy.
Yeah.
21 points in the first quarter. That's just not a good way to start the game. Offense not moving. I crashed out after the game, looking back at it.
Oh, I saw the comments in TikTok.
Yeah, looking back at it, if you're just looking at the offensive play calls, Will Stein, respectfully, I don't hate you. You got us here, right? 13-0.
Yeah.
But, oh my goodness. First play is a run play. It's negative 2 to 3 yards, sometimes 4. Next play is a wide receiver screen. Gets us, again, 2 yards or nothing. Gets us back to line of scrimmage. And then third is a 3rd and long. We never convert. I love Dan Lanning. I'm not faulting you for this. If we're going to be transparent, we got out-coached. We got outplayed. Jeremiah Smith, I have to buy your NIL shirt because I said I would sponsor you after what you did to us, what you did to our secondary. If you watch Oregon's first game to this game, Oregon first game, more explosive plays. Evan Stewart was available. This game, Evan Stewart was not. Jordan James also left, like probably before halftime. Just looking at it, we did not have the same game plan. To believe that Ryan Day would not make adjustments with Chip Kelly, that was idiotic of us. Right?
Absolutely.
Malpractice of us. To not try something new, also not good coaching. I don't care what anyone says. We got beat. I'm not going to make excuses. That's what happened. But I do want everyone to rethink college format, the seating format. I want them to rethink 3 weeks off since we played. I don't care what anyone says.
You and I had that conversation about that. All four teams that had the bye lost. So I thought I wrote in my notes the games with last week with the Arizona State, Texas, Notre Dame, Georgia, those 2 there, Ohio State, Oregon, and the other one was Boise State, Penn State. Penn State. I thought I wrote those in my notes, but we'll talk about those as well. But yeah, that Ohio State Oregon game, I was really confused because I was like, Oregon's this well-motored team, like they have the offense, but this was I don't want to say like, was Oregon overrated, like this, that, and the third, because Oregon was not overrated. So I don't want people to sit here and clown people because they picked Oregon to win the national championship and they were the 1 seed. That is not the case. They ran into a very high powered Ohio State team with a lot of experience. If you look at that roster and their depth chart, they are loaded from top to bottom. We have had this conversation all year about Ohio State. It was like, if Ohio State can put it together for 60 minutes, they should win the national championship. If they play like the way they did against Oregon, they will blow the doors off of Texas, because Texas, we have not even seen the best form of Texas. They looked very good in the first half against Arizona State. In the second half, they looked lifeless. There was no reason why Arizona State even came back in that game. You can say Arizona State should have won that game because of a targeting call and this, that. And no, it never comes down to one play. But sticking here on Ohio State, the Oregon game, it was Oregon didn't do really, there wasn't really anything Oregon could do. They ran into a very, very high power team. Jeremiah Smith was a problem. He wasn't a factor in the Oregon Ohio State game back in Eugene when Oregon won 32-31 from that Will Howard play. So I don't want to sit here and bash Oregon for their bad play. Yeah, they could have showed up and maybe Dan Lanning could have coached them better, but they had a great season. They had a great year coming into the Big Ten in their very first year, getting the number 1 seed, going undefeated in regular season play along with the conference championship against Penn State. So let's not sit here and say Oregon was overrated, because I remember earlier in the year, I was like, who has Oregon really played? They ran into a really good Ohio State team. So we're not going to sit here and push them down. No, Ohio State's a really good team, and Ohio State has no excuses why they don't win the national championship. How I see it, Ethan, you're going to like this one. The Ohio State Buckeyes are the NCAA version of the Los Angeles Dodgers. You went out and you paid for Quinshad Judkins. You went out and you paid for Caleb Downs. You made sure you had to get Will Howard from the transfer portal. You paid him as well. So, and you have all this NIL money. So there's no excuses why Ohio State doesn't win the national championship. I said this way before the playoffs even started. I don't want to hear it if Ohio State doesn't make the national championship. With that roster, it's loaded from top to bottom. I feel like a broken record how many times I've repeated myself with these names: Quinshad Judkins, Travion Henderson, Jeremiah Smith, Emeka Egbuka, Caleb Downs, Denzel Burke, Noah Igben's son. I can never pronounce his name. They are talented. Sonny Styles. Like, there's a lot of talent on that team. Yeah, Caleb Downs from Alabama. So the amount of money they gave him in NIL. But hats off to Oregon on a great season. Dan Lanning did, everything he could for that team. Dylan Gabriel goes out as, a very, elite quarterback of all time in college football, broke the record, actually tied with Case Keenum for FBS for most touchdowns. I think it's 166 if I'm not mistaken. Hats off to Oregon on a great year. But let's move on to the Arizona State Texas game. Wow, what a game.
Can't get him.
Oh, God. I don't want to say ate my words on that, because they were containing him in the first half. Sam Levitt looked like he was seeing ghosts. He's only a freshman. Is he a freshman or is he a sophomore?
Freshman.
He's a freshman.
Westland, Oregon.
Yes, he's a freshman. So hats off to Arizona State on a great year. But Texas, they almost blew that sky high. But Texas showed out when it mattered. That overtime there was huge. And I was watching that game and I was like, Texas they were blowing the doors off of them for the most. I'm like, oh my God, this is getting ugly. The first quarter, it looked like they were just taking it to them. And Arizona State had other plans. I mean, of course, Burt Auburn, Texas kicker, missed that big field goal there.
Wait, I don't know if you saw that. I don't know if the rule's correct. Someone took a screenshot. If a blocker stops the ball, right, but it hits the ground and still goes in, it should count.
Yep.
I don't know, because if that's technically isn't one play,
Yeah, that's very. Plays. Yeah, no, and that's a great point there. The one I want to go back to from this Texas Arizona State game is the targeting call. Was that targeting? Was it not? Because some people were saying, well, it looks like he hit him in the crown. It looks like he hit him in the face mask, but then on other looks, it didn't. It's targeting in that situation is very hard to call because it's in real time. They have gone back, but it's a bang play. It's hard to say that was targeting. I know Gene Steratore on Twitter said his phone was blowing up because it looked like targeting and it should have been called. Now, I don't want to sit here and say that's SEC bias, because that could have happened with a Big Ten team and a Pac-12 team, or a Big Ten team and a Big 12 team. It could have happened anywhere. It's a bang play, like you said. So, but did that play determine the outcome of the game? No. Arizona State had many other opportunities to come back and win that game. They had many other opportunities. So it's not comes down to one play. But sticking to what you said, Cam Scatterbo had a great game. Do I think he'll be good in the NFL? I think he's a hard-nosed guy. He's kind of like a Swiss Army knife type of guy. He's a ground and pound. He feels like ground beef. He's just going to punch you in the mouth. He gives me like He gives me more of like a Draymond Green feel. Like he's the glue to the team. He's a hard-nosed guy. He's going to give you all he's got. Kind of like how Alex Anzalone is for the Lions. He's a very hard-nosed guy. He's
Dan
not
Campbell got
yeah, he's not super skilled, but he is very, very physical. He's a very
you.
tough,
You don't think he's
gritty guy.
skilled? Receiving,
Yeah, I
throwing.
mean, he's. I don't know. I mean, I'm not gonna be high on him on draft day. I don't know.
Okay.
Do you like? There's a lot of other explosive backs. Like if you go by running back in that draft, like I think he'd be a good fit with like Jim Harbaugh, like that
Oh,
physical style
okay.
football. I don't. I'm not gonna be like, oh my gosh, he's giving me like Quinshaw Judkins or Dylan Sampson vibes or
Okay.
running backs like that. Just
I'm rooting for him hard.
explosiveness. Well, I
I
think
love.
everyone is.
Yeah.
He's just giving me the vibes of like very physical. He's got that downhill ability, but I don't know if he's a starter in the NFL. I don't know. That's my
I
whole
don't
thing.
know if he's a premier back, but I
Right.
think if you give him the right
Hmm.
formation, the right play
Yeah.
calling, the right situation, he'll come in and he'll be efficient.
Yeah. I mean, but the thing is you know how it is with college to the NFL. Like the talent he's playing against in college to the NFL, everyone's just as fast, everyone's just as physical. So it's like, does he match up well? It just depends on where. I don't see him being a first, second, or third round guy.
Imagine if he goes
Don't say the
to the
Eagles.
Ravens. No, the Ravens. Have a
Uh,
backup behind Derrick Henry that can stay healthy and
yeah,
be just as big and efficient,
yeah.
just like him. That'd be
Depends. I
very
guess
nice.
depends on what the Ravens will want to do, who they'll want to draft. I mean, depends on what they'll want to do in the draft when it comes to that, because the Ravens might be winning the Super Bowl. Oh, he's an Eagles guy. He doesn't like that one. No, but let's go back to the Penn State Boise State game.
Hey,
I think we all saw this one coming. What's up?
come on, we knew it. I said it. I
Penn
said
State rolled
Genty.
them.
Yeah, that offensive line is
Oh
not
my
going to
gosh.
compete with that defensive line depth. Bill
No,
Carter, I
no
think he was
way.
out right after the first
I
quarter.
I didn't see him a lot during that game. However,
Yeah.
though, Tyler Warren, absolute mismatch. I know you want him on the Eagles. He's a really good player.
Hmm.
That guy is going to cause Notre Dame fits this week. He is going to cause them absolute fits in the Orange Bowl in Miami. We will get to that. However, Penn State, Boise State, hats off to Boise State in a great season. I think everyone saw this coming. I don't know if a lot of people took the spread. I told you we had this on the podcast last
You
week. We
told
said
you said
take
it.
that spread if you can. Actually, had a buddy that took it and they covered late in that game. Ashton Genty had two fumbles, but listen. Everyone's like, well, that's the reason why Genty shouldn't have won the Heisman. No, Penn
No,
State. They have
come on.
impressed me. But the thing about Penn State though is they haven't. I don't know. Like I don't want to say who have they played because they lost to Ohio State by a
They
touchdown.
lost to
We'll see
Oregon.
this.
Yeah.
They lost to Oregon in the conference championship. So you can't say who have they played because they've been in those games very 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 close.
How do they
We're
get
gonna
sixth
see.
seed though? Jesus,
I don't know. I don't understand this seeding. I really
I
don't.
don't get it.
But this is going to be a great game against Notre Dame. But Boise State, they played as best as they could. The athletes and the talent gap was just a very, very wide margin. But now the pressure is on Penn State to win this national championship, aside from Ohio State.
What's Boise State's quarterback? You said it. He wouldn't show up.
Maddox Madsen.
Yeah.
No, I think
Yeah.
he's his stats and watched him play. He's not a very good QB. It was the Genty show. It was fun to
Genty.
watch Genty. He still looks good at times. I know he just declared for the draft today. He still looks good at times, and the question remains: is will he go top 10? It's leaning more towards he's going to go in the 10 to 15 range,
That's what I
maybe
said.
somewhere in there.
You
But
said
we'll
top
see.
10. We'll see.
I did.
We'll
I
see.
said top 10. Maybe we'll see if a team is that desperate to draft a running back. However, hats off to Boise State on a great year, but let's talk
Let's
about it.
talk about it. Come on. Come on.
Oh, I'm ready.
You're
Oh,
a big SEC guy.
yeah. Oh, we're
Let's
going to
talk
get into
about
the
it.
SEC. Oh, no. I've been waiting for this for days. Oh my gosh. I had friends that clowned me, called me, texted me. Oh, I'm so ready for this.
Okay. Notre Dame 23.
23 to 10. 23 to 10. It was a good game. A lot of people were saying it wasn't that good of a game. Georgia played the best I thought Georgia played really good. I really do. You may think I'm crazy with a backup quarterback Gunnar Stockton, his first true test with the crazy stuff that happened, the tragedy, and also too want to say a quick moment. Prayers to the families out there that lost loved ones during that tragedy in New Orleans. We never want to see anything like that. It wasn't even about the football game. It was great that they played the game, but there was a lot of things going on. But yes, that was a good game. And you got to give Gunnar Stockton credit for going against a Notre Dame team their defense, they say, is arguably the best in college football this year, and Marcus Freeman has got those guys playing. But let's not sit here and say Georgia didn't play a good game. They held Riley Leonard to 90 passing yards. I know he was great on the ground game, but Michael Williams, Jalen Walker, Malachi Starks, those guys are absolute dogs. So don't worry. The SEC part, if the SEC is dead, is it died? Is it over? We're going to get into that. Don't worry. I'm saving myself for that one. I'm saving my energy. Don't worry. I haven't had my coffee yet for that one. But sticking here on this Notre Dame Georgia game, it was a good game. It really was. I mean, I thought Marcus Freeman, I thought he outcoached Kirby Smart. I really did. That play that he did with that punt where he switched it with that play that he did, the 11 men on, Kirby Smart was wondering, was there 12 men on? How are you allowed to do that? Because in the SEC, you can't do that. You can't do that. It was a really weird thing. But no, they punched Georgia in the mouth when it mattered the most. Georgia had many opportunities, but I think Penn State can beat Notre Dame. I really do. Riley Leonard didn't do a whole lot to impress me. I know he's not a big thrower. However, if Jeremiah Love isn't fully healthy for this Penn State game, which I don't know if he is, I know they have Jadarian Price, the freshman. I think you got to lean Penn State in that game, but we'll get into that. But Georgia, Notre Dame, good game overall. A lot of talent on both sides. Hats off to Notre Dame's pass rush on Georgia. They were lights out. They played exceptional. There were times where Georgia's offensive line looked like they were getting pushed back. Georgia held in there as best as they could. The couple fourth downs screwed them. They had that one big pass interference call. But going back to the beginning of the game, oh my gosh, with the walk-on, was it the walk-on cornerback or whatever at 32? Is it Parker Jones? His name is Parker Jones. Oh 39. My gosh, 30. Yeah. Someone. Like yeah. He I was like, oh my goodness, no way. That was a big play. Notre Dame beat them. So you can have a third string quarterback, a fourth string. They did. However, though, I know it shoulda, woulda, coulda. Georgia would have won that game with Carson Beck, 100% hands down. They would have. Because everyone talked about experience with quarterback. Gunnar Stockton's not better than Carson Beck. You're trying to tell me you would rather have Gunnar Stockton in that spot over Carson Beck, who's been there before, who's been to the SEC championship, who's been in big games before. In a game like that, Gunnar Stockton, who's never even had a real first true start against a top 5 defense.
Would it have helped the run game? They abandoned it. They weren't efficient.
They abandoned the run game. Absolutely. There was no run game. They were just throwing. Gunnar Stockton was under duress all day long. Notre Dame's pass rush was elite. Their secondary at times looked a little bit shaky, but they showed up when it mattered.
Wide receiver anymore. We saw it. Carson Beck did not look the same this year.
But you're talking about, yes, this was the question that I had about Georgia going into this game. If the receivers cannot get on the same page with Gunnar Stockton, the continuity that hasn't been there all year long with Dylan Bell, Arian Smith, Dominique Lovett, Lawson Lucky, excuse me. There was just a lot of inconsistency all year long. Trevor Etienne from Florida, Nate Frazier, the freshman, as well. There's a lot of home run guys there, but they just couldn't put it together. Now, however, next year, though, with that Georgia team, they're going to be right back in it. They still have Kirby Smart. Kirby Smart's 5-2 in college football play, and they have Gunnar Stockton back. Gunnar Stockton looks pretty good to me for a first game. I would say he looks pretty good. So, and they're still going to get a NIL. They're still going to get a bunch of recruits. I'm not worried about Georgia.
They just lost 5-star.
Yeah, I saw linebacker. Yeah. I saw Damian Wilson, right?
Or something like that. But he's the next one Wilson. Up. A lot of Georgia fans are upset.
Yeah, I mean they're going to be upset, of course, but it doesn't matter. I think they'll be right back in next year. You got Gunnar Stockton, you got the QB. He looks pretty good to me. They're going to get more recruits. Nate Frazier's going to come back again. Arian Smith, I don't know if he'll come back. Dominique Lovett, I'm sure he's aged out already by now. But yeah, hats off to Notre Dame on that game. They played a great game. I'll eat my crow. I took Georgia to win that game outright. I took Georgia in the money line. I even took them live money line as well. Yeah, I was very confident. I was like, oh my God, Georgia's going to win this game. They're going to win in a very close game. I thought they were going to come back and win. Yeah. But that a special teams touchdown absolutely screwed them. Oh my God, that special teams play screwed them. Hey, what's his name? Is it Chase Jeter for Notre Dame's kicker? 98. He was lights out. He hit all his field goals. I was like, wow.
Whoa. Let's give a special shout out to what's his name? Charles Dew, the corner from
he signed with
Dame.
ESPN.
Yeah, signed with AB. Big shout out to him. Big shout out to him.
Yeah, no, like I said, Notre Dame deserved to win that game. They played better. They showed up when it mattered most. So I'm not going to sit here and say Georgia should have won the game. I think differently if Carson Beck would have played, but that wasn't the case. Moving on to this week's games. Wow. Pull up our spreads. Let's go. I'm ready. Give me my spreads. I know Texas was -4.5 coming into this Ohio State game. So we're going to get right into that one right off the bat. Texas, Ohio State.
Okay, yeah, it's 5 now.
Wow.
Five and
Okay,
a half.
so the line moved to 5.5.
5.5. Total is 53.5.
Both of those teams can score at will. The only problem I have with Texas, though, is can they put it together for 60 minutes? Can Sark manage the game correctly?
I
Because
don't
the
know what's
talent
going
is
on.
there. Jadon Blue, Quintrevion Wisner, Kelvin
Bond.
Banks, Isaiah Bond. Oh my God, Matthew Golden was absolutely electric in that
Is
Arizona
it
State
Arch
game.
time?
No, not
No?
yet, not yet.
Okay, just
No, no.
wondering.
Arch will be next year. But
Okay.
Jade Brown, who won the Jim Thorpe Award, Simmons on defense,
Love
the
Simmons,
defensive
Colin
end there.
Simmons.
Oh,
Yeah,
Colin
freshman.
Simmons. Like, yeah, there is so much talent on this team. The question is Gunnar Helm, can they put it together for 60 minutes? Because if Texas can put it together for 60 minutes, they can beat Ohio State. They can.
Are you saying that because of SEC bias?
No, I'm just saying I don't even really consider them an SEC team. I want them to win because they're part of the.
Wait, that's a good conversation too.
No, I know. Well, they
people,
just joined. Yeah, join in. They just joined the SEC. So there are an SEC team, but 6 months ago they were in the Big 12. But yeah, we'll say they're an SEC team. I'm not sitting here saying that. I'm just going up Texas versus Ohio State. I'm not, like I said, I had this conversation with you a few weeks ago, and I even said before the SEC championship, until Texas beats Georgia in the SEC championship or Alabama, because it was Georgia, Texas, they're not the true SEC dogs yet. So they're just another team in the SEC. They're not on top yet for me. They've got to win a national championship, or they got to win the SEC first, because they didn't win the SEC this season. Last I checked, now they're in the college football playoff. Totally understand that. However, if they can put together a 60-minute game correctly with the talent they have, and they can get pressure on Will Howard, they can win this game. Oh, absolutely. Texas can win the national championship. They can, 100%.
They can, but let's be transparent. Ohio State, what they just did, they neutralized Oregon's pass rush.
Do you think Texas' defense is better than Oregon's defense?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Fair.
Our corners are not good.
If they can get pressure on Will Howard, I think it's a total different game. 100%.
And I'm going to be honest
with you. Look at Texas's offensive line. Now, I could be completely wrong. Texas could get blown out. I don't see that happening.
Yeah. I don't like the matchup of Jeremiah Smith. I see a lot of Longhorn fans. A lot of Longhorn fans, they want that smoke. I'm telling you, as an Oregon fan, from my personal experience, you don't want none of that 18-year-old smoke. You don't want none of it.
He's from Florida.
If you double him,
yeah, I know. You have Emeka Egbuka. Yeah, I know.
And not him. You have Cornell Tate. Is that his name? Yeah, no, I'm telling you right now, guys. Stay away.
Go look at Texas' offense too.
They're not scary. Did you not just see the three-headed monster I just named?
Do you trust Quinn Ewers or Will Howard?
Will Howard's playing on fire. In playoffs, in college playoffs, it's always who is the hardest.
Yes, I know. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Right. 100%. Ohio State is definitely the favorite in this game.
I'm not betting against them.
There's no reason why they shouldn't win this game and win the national championship.
Me.
But I'm not betting against Texas.
No, they traumatized me. No, horns down. They traumatized me.
I'm sorry. Something's happening. Is somebody FaceTiming me? No, my camera blanked out for a second. Sorry about that. No.
You're good.
The spread is -5.5 now.
Yeah.
Man, I hate betting against Vegas. I'm not playing around in this one. Come at me in the comment section all you guys want. I don't care. We're just clowning for the whole Geno Smith stuff as well.
However, not me. You.
Me.
I didn't clown.
Yeah. Give me Texas +5.5 in this game to cover against Ohio State. You know what? Give me Texas to win outright. In Texas. It's in Texas. It's a home game.
No,
I'm riding with Texas. I'm riding with Texas. It's a home game. I'm betting against Ohio State 100%. I don't trust Ryan Day.
He's a father.
He's a bad man. Give me Jade Brown. Give me Texas. In Texas, home game in Dallas for them. Yeah, Austin is not far from Dallas. Give me them in Texas. +5.5. Lock it in right now.
Switch it up
right here.
You're getting clip farm. You're getting clipped. Switch it.
No, let's go. Give me Texas. Oh, wait. I love.
Hey, you're technically right now, you're not on fire. Most of the SEC,
okay.
You're down to one.
All right, wait a minute. Scratch away the Michigan-Alabama bowl game. Okay, that's a meaningless bowl game.
I'm just saying, they didn't have their star players. And
okay, fine.
Let's talk about Munroe should have stayed.
How many more years left does he have? 10?
I don't care how many years he has.
Yeah,
he
I
should have
know.
stayed. His stock dropped this year compared to last year.
Oh, 100%. But against that, after the Georgia game, he looked really good. LSU game, he looked good. So I like I said, I can't figure out Munroe just yet. We'll talk about Munroe later on, maybe in a later episode. But Texas, let's go. I'm betting against Ryan Day and Ohio State. They beat your Ducks.
He will learn, guys. He will learn. The Big Ten is the best conference in football right now.
Whoa! Yep. Maybe this year, not overall.
Last year too. Who won?
Come on.
Yeah, we're going back to back. Big Ten.
Georgia, you and I well know, if Georgia got in that playoff last year, they would.
They
lost to Alabama in the SEC championship. It was a very close game. Too.
Hey, I'm just saying. It is what it is.
I'm with you 100%.
Right, no. Listen, keep it pushing. Notre Dame or Penn State?
Notre Dame or Penn State. Don't worry. We're going to get into the best part in a little bit. Notre Dame, Penn State, -1.5.
44.5 total.
Do you trust Marcus Freeman or do you trust James Franklin? Like, this is going to be. I think if any. Yeah, he's a great coach defensively, but.
Talent, Penn State.
Talent, Penn State. That's the thing, too. Drew Aller, Riley Leonard. It's gonna be a very tough game for Notre Dame because their offense, can it keep up with Penn State's offense? Can they slow down Drew Aller? That's the only question that I have.
No.
I'm going Penn State -1.5 in Miami.
Covering.
They will be covering. They'll be in Atlanta.
I'll push it to 5.
I love the way Penn State's played.
Yeah.
And one of my buddies actually said Penn State's going to Natty. He said he wants a Penn State Ohio State Natty
Big Ten
from earlier in the year. Now I want Texas, of course.
Not happening.
You don't want to see Matthew McConaughey on the sidelines?
No.
Anyways, Penn State, Notre Dame.
They have a good run game.
The Notre Dame's run game or Penn State? Oh, Penn State. Yeah, I know. With Alex Singleton. Yes.
Yeah.
And the other running back, I can't remember his name. There's two. They have 10 and 13. Nicholas. Yeah. No, it's
no.
Nicholas. Is it Nicholas Singleton? No, it's Alex Singleton. Please look. Yeah, it's either Is it Alex Singleton or Nicholas Singleton?
Double checking. It's Nick Singleton.
It's Nick Singleton
Katron Allen.
And Katron. That's what Katron Allen. Yes. Yeah. Number 13 and number 10. Those two guys are going to be too much for Notre Dame. 100%.
Yes.
Give me Penn State in this spot all day. Drew Aller leads them to a national championship. When was the last time Penn State made a national championship? Oh my gosh. How long ago was that?
If they win, I will buy a Saquon Penn State jersey.
Oh, wow. Mandatory. All right. National championship or that game?
National championship.
Okay, let's go on. We'll clip this. Say it. If Penn State wins the national championship, you'll what?
When Penn State wins, I will buy a navy blue Saquon jersey as soon as it restocks.
Oh my gosh. No way.
Yeah. But I'm be honest with you, Jeremiah Smith.
It's not happening. Oh my God. Yeah. How many? Get off your knees for Ohio State, guys.
Dude, I'm telling you.
It was one game. Well, they beat Tennessee too.
No, it was 2 games. They beat your SEC team. They're going to beat another one. And they beat my team.
Nico's very young. He's a freshman quarterback on the road at Ohio State.
Stop making excuses.
Stop making excuses. SEC teams don't play well in cold weather. BTA. Big Ten Association?
No. Belt to ass.
Oh my gosh. All right, fine. So we got Penn State, Notre Dame. We covered that. And we had Texas, Ohio State. Are you ready for it? Taylor Swift edition, the song. Are you ready for it? Off Reputation.
Stop it. I'm hyped though.
Oh, I'm ready.
Yeah.
The SEC is not dead, folks. The SEC is not dead.
Is it? It's not this Saturday, is it?
Oh, it's Thursday and Friday.
Okay, I was gonna say. I was like, you are crazy. NFL playoffs.
What?
Yeah. No, that's why I was saying. Yeah, that's.
No. This is the best part of the show. We'll talk about the playoffs, and I'll get some predictions wrong. It's the best part of the show. I've been gearing up for this one for days.
Talk to me.
The SEC is not dead. Last I checked, if I checked my notes, the SEC teams have secured 13 national championships in the last 20 years. Over the past 20 years, from 2005 to 2024, they've won 13 national championships. So to sit here and say the SEC is dead, and even with next year's quarterbacks, have you seen next year? Even this past year
with NIL, 2 years.
NIL, absolutely. But to sit here and say the SEC is dead, these SEC teams beat up on each other all year long. The Big Ten has been really impressive. But to sit here and say it's dead, there's no way it's dying down.
It's
It is not.
dying.
Absolutely not. Have you seen the quarterbacks for next year? Arch Manning, Texas. DJ Lagway, Florida. Lenora Sellers, South Carolina. Nico, Tennessee.
I'm a Lenore Sellers fan advocate.
Should I keep going?
No, you're good. I trust you.
Alabama's going to die out. Georgia's going to die. Like this is blasphemy to say the SEC is dying out. I mean, come on.
See.
The Big Ten has been impressive, but yes, the NIL has a big factor in college football now. But no, the SEC is not dead. It's been impressive to see other conferences.
If you don't make the Natty next year, it's dead. You went 3 straight years. Drought.
Oh, we're gonna win. Oh, we'll win. We'll get to the Natty next year. Okay. What if we get to the Natty this year? What happens if the SEC and Texas? What happens if they win the Natty this year?
They're not an SEC team. You said it.
I said it.
You don't claim them yet.
I don't make the rule book by technicality. They're an SEC team. That's like me saying that's like me going into court and I go, well, I mean, I don't have to follow that rule. Well, no, you do have to follow that rule. Or that's like me blowing by a stop sign. Well, you can't blow a stop sign. You have this, or it's like not stopping at a red light. You got to stop at a red light.
We'll see.
So Texas is still they're in the SEC. They are by law in the SEC. They have an
Oklahoma. By law. Wait, I'll be transparent with you. I think that the only person that can save the SEC is Georgia.
GJ Lagway, Florida?
No. I love your guy, but I don't like Billy Napier. I don't like him.
Well, I don't either.
You don't like him either.
But Georgia's gonna. How is Georgia gonna save the SEC? Kirby Smart. Oh,
Kirby Smart. Yeah, it takes a good head coach. That's all it takes. A good head coach that can make adjustments. Look at Marcus Freeman. Brian Kelly left to go to LSU. He said you could never win with this talent. Really?
What have they won?
They won playoff games.
They won one playoff game. Marcus Freeman has 1-0 in the playoff.
Two of them. Give him
right because they beat Indiana.
Yeah,
Indiana. Sorry, Indiana. Yeah. Indiana should have been. Indiana shouldn't have been there. Oh my.
Was Bama in?
Well, okay. Well, you know what? I mean, hey, listen. The SEC teams beat up on SEC teams all year throughout the year. I mean, okay, fine. But to sit here and say the conference is dying is ridiculous.
Yeah.
That is absolutely insane.
It's on the decline.
I don't think so. I didn't think it had a bad. I don't think we had a bad year. Because we don't make the national championship every single year. Last I checked,
that's an expectation. You're the best conference. You should have the best teams.
Absolutely.
You only have one left. 2 went down.
Still have
3
one left.
3 didn't get in.
Still have one. Yeah. Well, okay, fine. Okay, fine. Let's play hypotheticals.
Okay.
Let's do a play-in. Would Ole Miss beat Indiana? Absolutely, they would.
I don't know. They lost to Florida.
Florida's not a bad team.
Dart had a lot of missed games.
DJ Lagway was cooking when he was playing.
That's true. When he was playing.
All right. Well, well, he didn't play. He didn't start the year. It's okay. Next year, we're gonna see next year how it goes.
Yeah, Dallas Wilson now too, 5-star wide receiver.
Yeah, we do. Thank you. Yeah, because the Gators can afford him. Ohio State, Oregon, it's like going down. It's like playing Monopoly. It's like, I can't afford Boardwalk.
No.
Listen. We'll see what happens. Let's see. If Texas loses, they lose. Then it's either.
Then you have to come here and apologize to all the SEC fans.
What do I have to apologize
that
for?
You're advocating. You're saying you're the best conference.
You don't think right? I mean, fine. You want to say Big Ten this year, not overall.
This year, last year, I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I
don't know who's won the last 13 out of the last 2005 to 2024. 13 national championships. Am I missing something?
It'll be tied. It'll be 2-2.
Is my text incorrect? Wait, did Florida win in 06? Did Georgia win in 22? Did LSU win in 19? Okay. Right. Okay, so college football, we've covered that. I'm ready to get into the NFL. Week 17, Week 18, and then we'll get into the playoffs. Week 17, oh my God, there's actually a lot to talk about in the NFL. All the coaching firings. Oh my gosh, Jamar Chase winning Triple Crown. Oh man, this is a juicy part of the show. This is like chewing juicy fruit gum. Tyreek Hill potentially wanting out of Miami. Oh, Tyreek Hill's gone. He's leaving. Week 17, we'll actually have to go back to some of the scores from Week 17. So the Dolphins beat the Browns 20-3.
Dolphins won in cold weather. They did it. Big shout to your friend.
With Tyler. Yes, he is with Tyler Huntley. Yeah, yep. Woohoo! They missed the playoffs. I took Jets money line this past weekend. Aaron Rodgers legacy game. Packers Vikings. That was a great game.
That pissed me off. I apologize to all the Vikings fans.
Me too.
I was
Aaron
wrong.
Jones got pulled.
But goddamn, Packers! Why do you do this every time? You only play the fourth quarter.
They're playing you guys. They're playing you guys.
Yeah, next up.
Falcons, Commanders. Actually, that was a
First
good game.
game.
Commander Jaden Daniels, the truth. Jaden Daniels is that guy.
Yeah,
I had a parlay from that game. Lions, Niners, the Monday night game.
Thank you, Dan Campbell. You won me money.
Yes, same here
Jake
as well.
Moody, you are going to be fired. You're going to be let go. You missed 2 field goals and an extra point. Bye-bye.
So we actually combined with some of these though, but Eagles beat the Giants 20-13 from week 18. There was just a lot that went on. My Patriots beat the Bills this past weekend. We lost the number 1 pick. I feel like I'm at a standstill here. I don't know how I feel about it because all you had to do was lose the game. But it's so hard because when you say, no, he's supposedly teams want him. Congrats, you played against backups. His jersey went into the Hall of Fame.
He cooked. He had the highest rating
he
since
played
Tom
against
Brady.
Backup quarterbacks.
You expected him to lose.
Players.
That's why you put him in. You wanted him to lose. He went 9 for 9 on the first drive.
All you had to do was pull him after the second half and put in Jacoby Brissett and run the damn ball.
That's what I was thinking. If you want to lose,
run the damn ball. What does Nick Saban say? Run the damn ball. Yeah, exactly. Run the ball. All you had to do. Yeah, right. Ramondre Stevenson, I don't even think I saw him. However, though, we lost the number 1 pick. That was really tough, but let's address it. Well, number four. Let's address it. Gerard Mayo fired by the New England Patriots after 1 season.
It's a coach that would win there right now with that roster this year.
I'm with you 100%. Now, This is the other side of the coin, though, how I see it. I think, personally, my opinion, this is just my opinion, Robert Kraft, he saw that Mike Vrabel was interviewing with the Jets and other teams. Now, he didn't want that to happen. Now, you can't have your bet. You made your bed, now you lie in it. You can't have best of both worlds. The grass isn't always greener on the other side. Now you can go to the other side of it, too. This is option 2. Well, Ben Johnson was out there. We didn't think Drake May was going to progress this quick. We didn't even know if Drake May was going to even play this year. So now that we have Drake May and how well he's done, arguably the best rookie quarterback in the NFL, next to Jaden Daniels and Bo Nix. Talent on the tape, if you watch it, Drake May matches up with Caleb Williams, Caleb Williams, Bo Nix, and Jaden Daniels. Now, the other thing is UNC connection with Drake May and Ben Johnson. So you see that out there and you want to break away from the old Patriots. Another thing as well, I think Robert Kraft said, I think I made a mistake because I think Gerard Mayo was in over his head. We didn't think Drake May was going to do this well this early on. We didn't think he was going to even play this year. The other side of it too with Mike Vrabel. Well, we made a mistake with Gerard Mayo, and we should have hired Mike Vrabel last year. But I also think somewhere along the lines, there could have been something in Gerard Mayo's contract for him to be the next coach already in his contract. Mm-hmm. And I think another thing as well, Ethan, is he wanted to break away from the Belichick tree. Now, obviously, it would never come out, but Gerard Mayo was under Bill Belichick. He was the linebackers coach. He won 3 Super Bowls there with New England. So I think he wanted to break away from that. But if you want to say he didn't want to break away from it, then you're going to hire Mike Vrabel. So that part there doesn't really make any sense to me. No. If the Patriots are smart, and you can chime in at any time you want, if the Patriots were smart, they would break away from the whole Belichick, Vrabel, McDaniels tree and start fresh completely. That was the past. We won 6 Super Bowls all those years ago. We've had all these division titles. You have a new quarterback. The quarterback is the most important position on the field. You have the QB. Now you're missing the head coach. Go hire Ben Johnson. Do the Patriots a favor, get an offensive-minded guy. You haven't had an offensive-minded coach.
You have the most cap salary, do you not?
You have $130 million in cap space.
But will you use it? Because you haven't used it in years past. And when
that's
you do, it's bad.
Yep.
Antonio Gibson, let's be honest.
I know. And
then you extend Stevenson?
Even before that, when they had a lot of cap space, they went out and they got Jonnu Smith. They went out and they got Hunter Henry. They went out and paid for all these other players. So that there doesn't make any sense. Though. Well, yeah, for the Dolphins. For the Dolphins, he is.
You didn't utilize him correctly.
Right. They didn't utilize him correctly because that was the old Patriots way. I guarantee you Ben Johnson utilizes Jonnu Smith correctly. Now let's
Johnson and Robert Saleh together.
Sure, if you want to do that, fine. If you wanted to, Ben Johnson, I think if the Patriots were smart, they would hire Ben Johnson in a heartbeat. If the Lions win the Super Bowl, if not, you've already tried to interview him. Don't make the mistake and hire Mike Vrabel. Mike Vrabel won a total of 2 playoff games. I totally understand the Patriots culture, but break away from that. It's time for a new regime. It's time for a new, fresh start.
I love Vrabel, though.
I do too, but we don't need another Belichick culture type guy. We need a fresh start. You can't keep going back into the past. You have to go toward the future.
You're trying to break the curse, the generation curse.
It's over. That was then. This is now.
Let it go.
It's like Apple had a CEO all those years ago, or Microsoft had a CEO all those years ago. Well, he's kind of floating
You're in line
back.
with the memories.
Yes, we want to bring him back. No, it's over. It's done. Let him go to the Bears. Let him go to the Jets. Eat your crow. Hire Ben Johnson. It will help Drake May 100%. Look what he
Get
did
a
with
wide
Jared
receiver,
Goff.
please.
Thank you. Get a wide
Go
receiver.
sign T. Higgins.
Yes,
Go
go sign
sign
T.
him.
Higgins. Draft Will Campbell at number 4. Listen,
I would trade down a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
the
Get
Patriots
Banks.
blew the Patriots, Kelvin Banks. The Patriots blew the number 1 pick sky high. All you had to do was lose that game against the Bills. And I know it's very tough for the players to sit there and go, we want to lose this game. No, you just don't play some guys. And like you did, Gonzalez was out with an injury. A couple other guys were out as well. Drake May barely even played. I think he played a drive.
Yeah,
so you don't need to win that game. All you have to do is lose that. The Giants are in the same exact boat. All you had to do was the week before against the Colts. All you had to do was lose that game. And you have all the leverage in the world. You have the number 1 pick. Now you don't. In this scenario here, you have the number 1 pick. You have 130 million in cap space. I think the Patriots are the most coveted team to go to as a head coach in the NFL. You have Drake May, who's a rising star. You have all the cap space.
You kept your GM. You kept
Elliott Wolf as of right now. As of right now. However, though, Ben Johnson could come in and say, no, he's going.
Because Ben Johnson wants play calling duties too. Because as a coach, right, most of the time, it's your name on the line. So why would I not want to?
Why would my own guys? Exactly. No, and I'm with you 100%. So if the Patriots were smart, they would hire Ben Johnson, get it over with, move, close the chapter, flip the pages, highlight the new book, put Ben Johnson right in there like this. Write it. Do it. Don't hire Mike Vrabel. Don't do it. I know you potentially wanted to do it last year. No. I'm not against Mike Vrabel, but I think it would be the best decision for them to go hire Ben Johnson. Look at the offensive mind that he is.
That is the best head coaching availability and option.
Absolutely.
With cap space, with draft picks, a young quarterback, and
100%.
Some studs on defense.
And the talent that Drake May has. If they can figure him out, I mean, look what he did with Jared Goff.
His ceiling comp is.
That's what I've seen. He's got, oh my gosh, he is so talented. Now he's got to clean up some of his turnovers and the miscommunication, but there really isn't a wide receiver 1, so we haven't officially seen Drake May yet, but go get Ben Johnson. That's my feel about that. Antonio Pierce was fired by the Raiders. I think that made total sense. I know you're not a fan of that, but
let's be honest. A lot of these head coaches, I know there's a Rooney rule. You have to hire someone that is colored or like interview them.
Yes.
Let's keep it transparent. The Gerard Mayo thing, that's exactly like Lovie Smith.
Yep.
You weren't expected to succeed, right?
Nope.
Now, if you lose that first overall pick, I have an excuse to fire you.
Yes, okay. You're right.
Then we have Antonio Pierce. Are we going to be for real? You gave him no quarterback. You gave him Gardner Minshew. Let's keep it a buck. Gardner Minshew, who at best has shown he can play. At best. Aiden O'Connell. Okay.
Shout out to my boy. That's my boy's boy, Aiden O'Connell.
Really?
Shout out to him.
I'm just saying. I'm not saying Coach AP is the best coach in the freaking world. But he's shown if you give him a capable roster, a capable quarterback, he can give you a good game plan.
Yep.
Yeah, I feel bad for them.
I think, and I think it's very tough because in the NFL with the coaching, I just think that, like, going back to the Patriots for a second, I think that they didn't think that Ben Johnson or Mike Vrabel was going to be available. So they figured with the culture building, we thought Gerard Mayo was going to be ahead of schedule. We knew this team was really bad. We didn't think it was going to be this bad again. But I think that with all the talent out there and all the money that you have, they don't think that Gerard Mayo has the tools to be able to succeed in that role as a first-year head coach. This would be his second year if they were to keep him. They figure, let's not make the mistake now. Let's just get it over with real quick. He gave 17 years to this organization. Let him do his thing. Let's just move on from him. And let's
Brian
just do
Flores?
That. No, I don't want Brian Flores. No, he was already the Patriots defensive coordinator he was a defensive coordinator for the Patriots last linebacker. No. Stop going to the past. Let's go to the future.
Okay.
No Vrabel, no Flores, no McDaniels, none of those guys. Go
back
to the Raiders.
Firings,
yeah.
We have the Jaguars. Doug Peterson got fired.
Yep.
We have
Antonio Pierce for the Raiders. Miami kept McDaniels and Chris Greer.
Yeah.
Mike McDaniel, Chris Greer.
The Colts kept Shane Steichen.
Yeah.
The Cowboys are contemplating if they want to keep.
Yeah, I
Mike
think
McCarthy.
you know what I think is going to happen is I think the Bears are going to get into desperation mode if Ben Johnson and Vrabel both go off the bat, and I think they're going to try to panic into Mike McCarthy. But if I'm Mike McCarthy, I don't know if I want to go to Chicago. I think I want to stay in Dallas with Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones likes McCarthy, and I think that he stays. I don't see the Cowboys moving on from Mike McCarthy yet, at least.
12-5.
However,
3 out of the top 4 seasons.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's the thing. And Dak was hurt this year. The Cowboys are a whole nother animal we can get into at a later date. But yeah, these coaching firings are always very interesting. The Titans just fired their GM. It's
a horrible move, by the way. I just want
Brian
to say
Callahan.
that right now.
Yeah.
The way that he's been drafting, they've been doing very well. He's trying to fix that offensive line after what he acquired, right? With that said, he did draft Will Levis, but he didn't use a first-round pick. He wasn't pressured to use a first-round pick on Will Levis, right? He did trade Malik Willis. You can argue, oh, that's the old regime. It's not my quarterback. But then you see what he's doing with the Packers. He's shown more talent. He's shown flashes. The talent, though, on defense, he acquired that. That defense was not bad this year.
No,
that defense was not the issue.
The only problem with the Titans, though, is they went out and they paid a lot of money in free agency. They traded for, they signed Tony Pollard. They traded for L'Jarius Sneed, Calvin Ridley. They brought in Sebastian Joseph Day. So, like, they went out and they tried to do everything they could. No, excuse me. Will Levis, I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, it looks like they're going to move on from him because they have the number 1 pick, and it looks like they're going to either draft Shedeur or Cam Ward. Do you think the Titans should draft Cam Ward or Shedeur if you had the number 1 pick? I'll tell you who I think they should draft.
Pass on both. Wait until next year's quarterbacks. Trust. Go find a vet. Get Kirk Cousins.
So you trade down from one? Not Aaron Rodgers.
Wait, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm the head coach. My job is already on the line because of Will Levis. I don't have time for a rookie quarterback. Let's be transparent.
Right.
My offensive line is already not the strong suit. So why not go get a vet?
Do you run it back with Will Levis?
No. Okay. We don't want Will Levis.
Okay, so you don't want Will Levis.
Try and go get Kirk Cousins. Darnold, maybe. We'll talk about that, hopefully. Maybe Darnold.
Yeah, we will. Darnold's not going anywhere.
I'm just saying that there's other options. Go trade for freaking Joe Milton before you try to go with Will Levis again.
Joe Milton, after 5 games, he's got 2 touchdowns, 6 picks. Everyone's like, "Whoa, Joe Milton!" If
you have no offensive line, I've talked about it numerous times. Go get yourself a mobile quarterback.
I think the Titans' offensive line isn't even that bad.
A lot of injuries. They have the father, Mr. Callahan. He's a Hall of Fame.
They have J.C. Latham from Alabama. Roll Tide Roll. They have Peter Skoronski from Northwestern. Actually, a friend of mine. That's her cousin.
Oh, that's fine.
Him there as well.
They have the center. They signed from the Broncos.
They have the center from the Broncos as well. So, their offensive line isn't that bad. Gosh, oh my gosh. Don't ever talk about teams' offensive lines in the NFL because the Seahawks have the worst offensive line in the NFL. Have you seen the Patriots? Have you seen the Bears? Listen, if you go by player by player on that offensive line for the Seahawks, it's not terrible.
It's I know the right side that's bad.
They've had injury. Charles Cross is still really young. Lake and Tomlinson they got from the Niners.
They need to move Gabriel or
Abraham Lucas got hurt. So it's it's not terrible, but Geno Smith, enough with that dude. I don't know if you saw with Mike McDonald said earlier today, he goes, Geno Smith's our quarterback next year. I guess so.
Has to be.
That's a weird thing to say.
Hey.
Next year is Geno Smith's last year in Seattle. Mark my words. 100%.
I wouldn't be shocked.
Or if he comes back, he will not be the starter after next year. There is no way. They're not going to let that young core go to waste. If they're smart, they'll wait until next year's draft.
Yeah.
They're a quarterback away. The Seahawks are a quarterback away.
Is legit a crop farm for quarterback.
If you give the Seahawks an offensive line that they want to say, or you give Geno Smith the offensive line that he's been missing in Seattle because the year before he looked like he was the MVP, if that's what we want to say, because Seahawks fan is going shambles. We're 10-7. You beat the Rams with backups. Congratulations.
They beat the Rams twice.
Teams.
They beat them twice.
Yeah, they beat the Rams twice. They beat the Rams with Jimmy Garoppolo at the helm. You beat the Bears by 3 points. You're a good team? Really? Come on. Like you say, let's keep it a buck.
Someone put a parlay on the Bears, too.
Oh, my gosh. Anyways, no. So going back to the Titans here, Houston Oilers, these jerseys are fire, by the way. These jerseys are fire. I posted on my story.
They lost to the Texans.
Texans.
I think the Texans don't like when they wear those jerseys.
Yeah, let's talk about that. I remember JJ Watt brought that up too last year. Do you think whoever wins that game should take those jerseys for the next year?
Yeah, why not?
I kind of like that.
What happens if they split them? You both get to wear
flip a coin. Flip a coin.
Yeah, flip a coin.
Actually, fine. If they split, flip a coin. If the Tennessee Titans beat the Houston Texans next year, the Titans should keep the jersey for next year. And then the following year, the Texans should get the jersey if they win. I kind of like that.
I like that.
These jerseys are so fire, though.
Those are fire, yeah.
I think they're one of the best jerseys in all of sports.
They're in my top 10.
They're better than your Kelly Green jerseys. You know they are.
Stop it. Do I have to remind you what Saquon did in those Kelly Greens?
Let's talk about. Fine, let's bring it up. Saquon, you ready for it?
No, I'm not.
Saquon should have played. Oh, there it is. Saquon Barkley should have played to get the rushing record against the New York Football Giants.
The
Buccaneers let Mike Evans get it. How can you sit here and tell me you don't want a player getting the record? And here everyone's counterpoint is, well, it's a 17-game season. It doesn't count as much as it used to. But they're not counting. They're counting for Mike Evans.
Let's talk about it. Everyone wants to talk about that. I'll bring that up right now. I have the facts.
Let's do it.
Eric Dickerson beat O.J. Simpson's record. 16 games compared to 14. With that said, if Saquon beat it this year, he did it with less carries. Less carries.
Yes,
so let's not disrespect Saquon like he didn't do it. Everyone knows it would have been Saquon.
Saquon Barkley deserved to get that rushing record. Yeah. That is a bunch of horse shit. The Eagles robbed him. I know they're focused on a Super Bowl. I know they're focused on the team, but that is an engraved record forever. Eric Dickerson, the Rambassador, is arguably one of the best running backs ever.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Look at the other side. Zay Flowers got hurt. He played in a meaningless
Mike Evans
game.
got his record. I know.
Christian Watson injured.
Yeah, they don't need him.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
But Jordan Love lost feeling in his arm. Injured.
We're talking about a historical record here, though. Not Christian Watson and Jordan Love.
For you. I'm coping.
I know. Yeah. But that is insane. That is literally like the record.
He would have gotten the first quarter.
I know.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, he probably would have rushed for 100.
And to on the Giants,
to break it against his former team, to spite the Giants. Come on.
It would have not just been for Saquon. It would have been for the offensive line. It would have 100%. Been for Jeff Stoutland, and it would have been for our team, who wanted it the most.
I cannot believe that.
So if we don't get a ring this year, I'm telling you right now, Saquon gonna be pissed.
Yes, he has every right to be.
Yeah.
The Buccaneers made sure Mike Evans got it.
Okay, that one was lucky. I'm not gonna lie. If I was the Saints, I would not have let him do that. I would have ran the freaking ball.
He BTA earlier throughout the whole game. The thing about Mike Evans too is he did it in not even just less games. He didn't even play a whole season this year because he got hurt with the hamstring injury, which is
crazy.
Insane. He's still got 1,000 yards.
I would not have allowed that if I'm the Saints. He needed 85 yards.
If Marshawn Lattimore was playing against the Saints, or he was playing on the Saints against Mike Evans, he wouldn't have got it. But this Sunday night, Commanders, Bucks, Marshawn Lattimore has been saving himself for that game.
Let's just say Todd Bowles, he obviously wants the record, right?
Yep.
With what's on the line, which is playoff implications.
Sure. Yeah.
Let's just say Mike Evans gets the record, but he fumbles that.
Okay.
You missed the playoffs.
Well.
Oh, true. Yeah. See, in my head, you just gotta go for the record. Your name's cemented in history.
Exactly.
He is tied with Jerry Jones. 11.
Jerry Rice. Jerry Jones.
Jerry Rice. 11 straight seasons.
Yes.
1K.
1,000 yards. You know how hard that is in the National Football League?
It is not easy. He's the 9th player to do so.
What do we think of when we hear 2,000 rushing yards in a season? CJ2K, Eric Dickerson.
I think of Terrell Davis too.
Yeah, Terrell Davis as well. I mean, Saquon.
Henry get it? Or am I tripping? Henry got May 15. Maybe I'm wrong.
Did Henry get it?
No, I don't think so.
I'm not sure, but Saquon had how many yards did he have in total? Here it is. He had 2,005 yards. Dickerson was 2,105 yards.
I'm crushed.
I cannot believe it.
You're telling me. Trust me, I know.
This record hasn't been broken since I
was right.
Was set in place in 1984.
Derrick Henry did get out, right?
Yeah, Derrick Henry got 2,000.
Yeah,
but he didn't break the. He didn't break the record. Yeah,
No.
with that COVID year with the Titans.
Yeah. See how hard that is?
Y-
That's so
Yeah.
difficult.
You know how hard that? I can't
I mean,
believe it.
he got
I'm sick to my
1900
stomach.
this year, but still, that's hard.
Do you know how cool it would have been? Maybe it can happen next year. And hopefully it happens in our lifetime. You know how cool it would have been in our lifetime in the same
Genty.
season for Mike Evans and Saquon Barkley to break that record? Like both of their
I thought we
respective
were just talking about
records?
running back.
Oh, well, Genty. Yeah, Genty was close. Genty was like 23 yards from Barry Sanders' record. Oh my gosh, imagine that. All right. You ready for it? Playoffs. Let's do it. Let's freaking do it. Here we go. Pull up the spreads because we're doing it. We're doing it. Our first game is the Chargers and the Texans. I think the Texans are cursed for Saturday games. I mean, every single year we see like Texans 4:30, Texans 4:30, Texans 4:30. Go ahead. Go for it. Let's go.
Okay, Texans are not favored.
They
It's
shouldn't
minus
be.
3 Chargers. Total
Give me the
43 and a
Chargers.
half.
Give me the Chargers -3 all day. Coaching matchup: Jim Harbaugh, D'Amico Ryans. The Texans are falling apart at the wayside. I don't see them winning this game. Justin Herbert's better than CJ Stroud. Quarterback matchup. Coaching matchup. Give me the Chargers over the Texans in this spot. Moving on to the divisional round. Texans will lose this game. Chargers -3. Lock it in. Give me your thoughts. Let's go.
I love it. My biggest concern will be if offensively can they keep up. I know the Texans' interior offensive line is horrendous. Joe Mixon has disappeared in the past couple of weeks. Nico Collins, though, is the X factor here. I know they have 2 corners in the 4th round. One is a defensive rookie of the year candidate.
Yes.
Yeah, I forgot his name. From Maryland, right? I think he's from Maryland.
Those were the 2 draft picks that they hit on last year were Lad McConkey, and it was Tart, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
However, though,
if he can cover him, that would be a good matchup.
Derek Stingley on Lad? Ooh,
that'd be a good matchup.
That Chargers offensive
He's not
line,
following him. He's not following Lad. Lad goes in the
so.
slot a lot.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, right. He's not going. But I'm saying, like, I'm sure they're going to match up at times, though.
The Chargers wide receivers have to catch the ball.
Yeah. Quentin Johnson legacy game.
Gosh, you better.
He had a good game. He had a good game against.
I don't care. I know when I bet on him. Butterfingers, like it's Halloween. No, please save Justin Herbert, please.
All right. So give me Jim Harbaugh and Justin Herbert in this spot to win their first playoff game together, going on to the divisional round. I love it. Chargers move on. They beat the Texans. The CJ Stroud haters and the downfall.
That means Chargers and Chiefs matchup.
Yep, and it comes to an end in the first round. I said the Texans were going to lose in the wild card round.
Are you shocked?
I'm sticking on it. What's up?
Are you shocked that the Chargers got the 5th seed? Because most people had the Pittsburgh Steelers locking it in, which we'll probably go into because that's the next game.
I am a little shocked. So, I mean, I was like, I'm surprised. I mean, the seeding in the playoffs is weird. I mean, you could go back to what Amon Ross St. Brown said on his podcast last week, saying that if you win the playoff game, if you have that record, you should be in the playoffs.
And the difference is, if you look at it compared to NBA, you don't give a crap about the conference or the division.
No,
you don't.
No,
but you put that in the NFL, it's different. As you know, the best division this year is the NFC North,
the
right?
NFC North. No, it's the AFC East.
In years past, it was the NFC West, right?
Yes.
So for that reason, you're trying to give others the incentive of winning their division. You're rewarding them. 100%. I don't care about the seeding. I don't care what Amon Ross said. You're lucky you obviously get the bye week. Give me the Chargers here, -3.
Vikings beating the Lions. Lions beating the Vikings 31-9. They punked them. We'll touch on that before we end. Yeah. Pittsburgh Steelers, Baltimore Ravens. What's my spread?
-9.5.
Oh
Ravens.
My gosh.
That's a trap. Goodness. That's a trap.
Oh, well, is it really, though? Because the Ravens smoked them.
No, trust me. Game. I know this. I know that Lamar hasn't played all the matchups. I know Lamar doesn't show up in the playoffs. I know the Steelers have this prolific defense. They're not healthy. Yeah,
so who are you taking?
They're done. Give me the Ravens -9.5. Derrick Henry's in a feast.
Oh, all right. So Ravens -9.5. Wow, but Mike Tomlin, though, he's a great coach in the playoffs. I don't know. I think it's going to be
get you to the playoffs. He doesn't win in the playoffs.
I think it's he won a Super Bowl. I think it's going to be
10,
not
I think.
2009.
2009? Yeah.
Because
It's been a
it was
while.
against the Cardinals. James
It's been a
Harrison.
while. No, oh yeah. Well, yeah, because he lost to the
Yeah.
Packers. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Lost to the Packers.
Clay Matthews, Greg Jennings.
Charles,
Yes. AJ Hawk, Charles Woodson. Yes. Mike McCarthy yeah. Okay, fine. Steelers, Ravens, Lamar Jackson steps up big in this game. Josh Allen. Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry are too much for the Steelers to overcome. I told you the Steelers were going home wild card round one. Steelers go home. Give me the Ravens in this spot. Go ahead.
It's Zay Flowers. Key matchup. He might not play.
Yeah, I don't even think they need him, to be honest with you, because the Steelers' corners have been bad as of late. Dante Jackson and Joey Porter have been terrible.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my gosh. Give me the Ravens in this spot, -9.5. TJ Watt will get shut down by Ronnie Stanley. They'll try to move him around on the line. Yeah, TJ Watt won't be a factor in this game.
Okay, relax now. That's a defensive player of the year candidate
sure,
right
no
there.
problem. But guess what? Playoffs come around and they double team them. Give me the Ravens in this spot, -9.5. They've been the best team in that division all year long. They prove it again. They go on to the divisional round.
Broncos at Bills.
Against either Broncos or Bills. Oh, my gosh. If we get a second round matchup, Ravens, Bills?
Yeah. Bills -8.5.
Wow, this is a tough one because Sean Payton's a great coach. Now, the problem is last time I saw a rookie quarterback and a head coach go into Buffalo, New England Patriots versus the Buffalo Bills 3 years ago, wild card round, and Bo Nix is better than Mac Jones, 100%. However, Buffalo at home, I'm not betting against them. They want to face Kansas City again. They want to go to the bowl. I think they win this game. I think it'll be close in the beginning, but I think Buffalo pulls away and wins this game. I don't know if I like 8.5. If we can get down to 8, 7.5, maybe. If not, if we want to stick with 8.5, I think they win this game. Now the Broncos could backdoor cover, but if I'm a bettor, I'm confident in betting with the Bills to win this game. I think Josh Allen's going to be too much to overcome for that Broncos defense. I think they're going to be well rested. Allen's going to be fired up. He's got the MVP in the bag in his mind. They want to play Kansas City again. They want a rematch from last year's AFC Championship. They want it. Buffalo this year wants it. They beat the Broncos in this spot. I think it'll be too much for them to overcome. The Broncos will be the fun year for them. Rookie quarterback, inexperience. I think it shows. I think Sean Payton will do his very best to get him ready, but I don't see it. Give me the Bills in this spot, -8.5. Go ahead.
I have full faith in the Bills winning just because of the experience, the lack of talent overall in the Broncos offense. Outside of Cortland Sutton, and Mims is emerging, but he's not there yet. I think them not having a true run game is going to limit them.
Yep.
Give me the Bills money line. I don't have them covering the spread though.
Money line, it's going to be like -300.
Yeah, it is. It's -478.
Yeah, but put that in a parlay.
Yeah, but give me the Broncos covering the spread.
Okay, fair.
Yeah.
So those are our AFC games. We have the Chargers, Texans, Steelers, Ravens, Broncos, Bills. So take your parlay now, guys. Take the Chargers, take their Steelers, and take the Bills. Those are your three right there. I meant to say Ravens, sorry.
See, I told you guys.
Chargers, no.
He believes in Mike
Tomlin. We want you. Chargers, Ravens, Bills. Imagine if the Steelers upset the Ravens, though, in the wild. Oh my gosh, the Ravens fans will never hear the end of it.
Yeah, I love that.
Hey, man, it's hard to beat a team 3 times in a year.
It's fun.
Let's move on to the NFC. Let's get it going. Packers, Eagles. Give me my spread. Sunday game at the Link.
-4.5 in the Link.
Oh.
We have Jalen Hurts not clearing concussion protocol yet. We have Jordan Love not feeling in his throwing arm. We'll see what's going on.
Yeah, Matt LaFleur's a great coach, but I think the Eagles are going to be too much to overcome for the Packers. I think the Christian Watson injury will affect them. That high flying play ability over the top and anything like that. I think the Packers have a good defense, but the problem is their secondary.
No,
Jair Alexander isn't back. Oh, give me the Eagles in this spot all day. I think Saquon Barkley runs the ball effectively. I think they win this game by 10 points.
I want to be very honest. My 2 biggest concerns.
But you have to be honest because this is your team.
Yeah, my 2 biggest concerns are, one, who's playing at QB? Obviously,
Right.
Jalen Hurts has not cleared concussion protocol.
He's going to clear. You and I both know. Come on.
Yeah, one of those reasons is because we practiced on Wednesday, so he can't
Yep.
clear something that's not here yet.
Yep.
That also said, he hasn't played in the past 2 weeks. I don't like quarterbacks. That's
I
it.
know.
Also, with that, if it's my backup, if you're telling me who I want to start, if it's not
Tanner
Jalen,
McKee?
put Tanner McKee in.
No,
Tanner
Kenny Pickett.
McKee.
Kenny Pickett.
Do not put Kenny Pickett in. I'm telling you that right now. He has a rib injury. He has a rib injury. I don't want him to get hurt.
You and I both know Jalen Hurts is playing this game. Quit smoking it back.
I'm just saying. Also, with that said, defensively, we do have some people out. Nakobe Dean was out this past game.
Yep.
I'm hoping we're all healthy. But yeah, I like my chances. Saquon's mad.
I do too. I like 4.5.
Give me Saquon 100 yards too while we're at it.
Wow. Ooh, I got a parlay for you. AJ Brown over receptions, Saquon Barkley over 100 yards, you want to say, and Eagles to win. That's plus odds. Give it to me. Give it to me.
Yeah.
Oh, it is 100%.
Commanders and Bucks.
My gosh.
Wait.
If you don't remember earlier in the year.
Before we continue, that's what I was going to say. Most of these NFC games are actually redos.
Yes, they are.
Packers, Eagles week 1. Commanders and Broncos week 3, I think.
Commanders and Bucks week 1 matchup. Jaden Daniels' first game in the NFL. The Bucks won 37-20. I think it's going to be a great game. My buddy is a huge Bucks fan. They don't play well in primetime games, he says. I think Jaden Daniels gashes them. Oh man,
it's crazy. Might be crazy.
The Bucks defense is not very good.
Nope.
Give me the Commanders money line in this spot.
I don't know. Todd Bowles is a mad scientist when it comes to
he is a mad scientist. Oh, he is, but I think that Washington does enough to win this game.
He might blitz. He might send all of them at
the hell out of Jaden Daniels. Yeah. Absolutely. I don't know.
Commanders?
You could say, yeah. I want to have fun here. I want to take the underdog.
They ducked us.
Yeah. What's the spread on this game? Is
-3.
It's -3 Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Well, that's going to be a very tight game.
You're betting against Baker?
I love Baker.
Love Baker.
Give me the Commanders.
McMillan, Mike Evans, Bucky Irving. Hard to bet on.
Jaden Daniels proves it. Statement win for him. They lost week 1 there. He runs all over them. He puts himself in the Commanders' non-history books that they don't have because they were the former Redskins. He move over RG3. Jaden Daniels is coming to play this Sunday night in Tampa. Give me Jaden Daniels and the Commanders.
Give me the Bucks
outright.
Fine.
Take the Bucks. I'll take the Commanders, even though I have 2 Bucks jackets in my closet. I have the Creamsicle jacket and the pewter jacket. I love Baker and the Bucks too, but their defense is very, very.
Their secondary is trash. Let's be.
Marshawn Lattimore clamps Mike Evans.
If he does, he has to say that's Dada. Yeah, it's over. Vikings and Ram Monday.
Wow.
Redo. Like I said.
Redo of the Thursday night game, the face mask, the Sam Darnold play. Yeah. And it was like, it came down to that one play. Wow, this is going to be a great game. Kevin O'Connell, Sean McVay, 2 offensive-minded geniuses, Justin Jefferson, Puka Nacua, Cooper Kupp. Could this be Cooper Kupp's last game as a Ram?
I hope not.
I don't know. Matthew Stafford, Sam Darnold, who do you trust? The experience, the Rams have been here before.
-2.5. They're on the road. They just lost in Detroit.
Who's favored, Minnesota or Detroit? Minnesota or LA?
Minnesota.
Give me the Rams money line in this game.
+112.
Give me the Rams to win this game outright at home. Matthew Stafford, the experience shows. Sam Darnold sees ghosts. He follows up from last game. Sammy D in the playoffs. I don't trust him. I think there's too much inconsistency there from last game. They've been great all year long, but I don't trust Sam Darnold in the playoffs. Give me Matthew Stafford with the experience. I think it's a close game, but I think they win this game. I think Brian Flores is going to do whatever he can to shut down that Rams offense. But I love the experience from the Rams in this game. They are a dark horse in the playoffs. They win this game outright. Sean McVay proves why he's one of the best coaches in the NFL with Stafford. They add to their win column in the playoffs. Give me the Rams to win this game outright. Yep.
Puka Nacua, I love you. I love you, Jared Verse. You are.
And I don't think the Vikings defense has really. We saw the Vikings defense last week. I mean, you have Andrew Van Ginkel. You have Byron Murphy there as well. Harrison Smith.
Pace. Was it
Pace?
Brian?
Yep. They're Harrison Phillips as well. But give me the Rams at home in this spot. Harrison Smith. Yeah, and they have Harrison Phillips as well. But the Vikings will be in this game with Justin Jefferson. But if somehow they can shut down Jefferson,
you give me the Vikings -2.5. I want to see a Lions Vikings 3.0.
Wow,
Yeah.
Lions will win that game. So, in the Lions and the Chiefs have the 2-1 seeds. Man, this is going to be a great wild card weekend.
Yeah.
Wow, I am so ready for it. But the college football games, and then we have our
Quick question.
wild card games. Yeah, go for it.
Thoughts on you needing like Paramount? You need a Fubu,
Yeah.
Amazon.
So
What are
you
your
need,
thoughts on that?
so you need Amazon Prime for this Ravens Steelers game. I think it's taken away from the playoff atmosphere. I know last year they did it in Peacock with the Chiefs and the Dolphins, the sub below zero game. Listen, the NFL is going to continue to keep doing this. They did it with Netflix on Christmas Day. This is not going to stop. It's insane. I don't like it, but they want to make money. They got to pay these players, and that's what they're going to continue to do.
I worry that I'm hoping it doesn't. Obviously, I'm hoping it doesn't become like the NBA, where like you keep trying to charge fans to watch your team.
Watch your team,
and you're done though. Yeah.
I'm with you 100%. Last part of the show here. We'll end this one off here. Two things. Do you think when do you think your Christmas tree should be taken down? Before Christmas or after Christmas? I mean, sorry. After Christmas or before the New Year's? After New Year's.
If you do it
I botched that.
a little bit after Christmas, I understand. Some people are like the holiday's over. I know other people that love the smell of the tree, and they'll do it just before New Year's.
We did ours like the day after Christmas. We took it down. Some people wait until after the New Year. That's what it is. Do you take your Christmas tree down after Christmas or wait until the New Year?
I think I would probably I'd do it right before the New Year, so I can start the year off fresh. I like the smell of the Christmas tree.
Same here. Well, if it's real.
Oh yeah, if it's real. If it's fake,
All right. Let's talk about it. Last part of the show. LeAngelo Ball's new song "Tweaker." Give me a rating out of 10.
Song.
Really?
I'm not an oldie, so I don't like.
It's okay.
Yeah, I'm not like, oh my gosh, this takes me back to when I was in high school and we were dancing. But I think it's a very good, catchy song.
I might swerve bend that corner. Whoa.
Did you see? There's a news reporter that said it. There's like
I don't know.
A snowy.
Listen, it's an okay song. It's just very catchy.
Okay. LeVar is 4 for 4. He has a rapping son. He has 2 ballers.
3 for 3, goofball.
No. One of them raps.
LeAngelo, Lonzo, LaMelo. They both rap.
Yeah,
Lonzo was on the song. He helped write the song.
Oh yeah. No, did you see? There's a video of LaMelo. There's 2 fans that go behind the bed to start singing, and he's like teasing.
And Brandon Miller's reaction, he's like,
"Yeah, everyone loves the song."
The
Detroit Lions played it.
I know. It's a catchy song. It's not that good. It's not appropriate for kids. That's for sure. I don't know. I think it's like wannabe rap. It gives me like 2000 like NBA Live vibes, like Madden intro song. It's different, but I think it'll fizzle out. Ooh. But to say that it's like a top song on the charts right now, nah.
You don't think this is going to last until the end of this month?
Oh, it's going to continue to skyrocket because everyone's playing it, but I'm not vibing with it like that. I listened to it and I was like, eh. Like, I'm a type of person where maybe like if I listen to a song once and I go, I have to listen to it a couple times for it to catch on. I'm sure it'll continue to be like, for example, what was the song? Not Like Us by Kendrick. I never caught on to that song.
Whoa!
I thought it was okay. I thought it was overplayed. They're going to do it in the Super Bowl halftime show, but wasn't really feeling it. But you still have to watch Landman. Wicked came out on stream. Not for free. You got to buy it or rent it. It's $20 to rent and it's $30 to buy. This is my thing too about streaming services with movies. Why would you rent a movie for $20 when you can pay for it for $30? That makes zero sense. Why would I rent the movie for 24 to 48 hours when I can just buy it on stream? Makes zero sense.
Makes no sense.
You got to watch it though if you still haven't seen it.
Still haven't. I was waiting for my friend to come back from break. I'm hoping to watch it eventually.
Watch it in theaters. It's probably cheaper than renting it or streaming it. It was free on Apple TV for 2 days, but now it's not. I might swerve bend that corner. Whoa. We are officially out. Episode 134 in the books. We covered the NFL. NCAA college football playoffs. Is the SEC dead? The wild card playoffs this weekend. Betting topics with the spreads this weekend for both leagues. Wow, we covered just about everything. Make sure to hit the subscribe button on YouTube, the Inquisitive Mamba Podcast, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube. Make sure to follow Ethan on the Couch Reports, on TikTok at the Couch Reports. You guys may not like everything we say, but I might swerve bend that corner. Whoa. We'll see you guys next time.
This guy.